That just translates to, I don't have a choice. I need to research electrified rail. Oh, fuck. Gosh, no.
This is a thing I want to react. And yes, I'm starting this clip from Bballjo, and this is from his, I don't know, this British Asia early start series. But the point is, he just found out that he doesn't have a way to transport a tram from Customs House to his tram network he has been designing.
This is bad. Why is this bad, Bballjo?
Basically, I will make it short. Let's move on to, an actual game. For most of the time, the official way, and let's tell it this way, the only official way, was that trams are trains. And that you can either use a train depot to bring them in, then you will need to have from the roadside the train road connection, and then you will have to need a tram depot, which are these guys with the icon. I've just lost it. Okay, here it is. Now, where is the problem? The problem is in this part, because trams need a way to get powered, but also the same thing needs train tracks. So for this very short piece, you would need to just pick this one, build it, and place it. And that's not the worst part, because you need to have this part long enough in realistic mode, because without realistic mode you can simply buy trams in the depot and don't give a damn. Let's be honest. But you would need electrified rails, and you would need electrified rails long enough so there would be a way for a rail construction office to come in. Rail construction office obviously do not need electrified rails, but they still need some rails, so it would be quite big of a hassle. The easiest part is on trams is that you have if you have a tram depot, it has an unloading station. Tram depots have no problems with unloading station, and I have one built. I can show you. That's not a big problem. It's these guys. It has an unloading slot. This is a tram depot. It's a 4-slot building. And yes, I have it right next to a service. It's working. It's a maintenance facility. They will be able to get repaired. Yes, trams are running. I'm in year 1946. I haven't used any single road vehicle and any single mod to bring trams in, yet they are riding, and I have not a single meter of electrified trails. Why? And for this, I want you to show something. Or firstly, okay, for this I want you to tell you something. I am an internal tester like Bballjo as well. Well, I don't know how big of an internal tester right now he is. He has been for a long time, which is not a problem. I do not despise it. This is not a this is not about speed or anything, or long-term solutions. This is simply about knowledge of the game. And Bballjo used to have a big knowledge of the game. He's been an inspiration for many players, myself included, but he started to change lately. This game is not for kids. It's not for small kids. It might be for kids that are smart. It is a good way of for you to find solutions. If you are an internal tester, you are there to spot stuff that's not working, that is working wrong, or that needs things to get better. For example, one of those things are rail construction trains. When early start started to becoming a thing, it started to be apparent, at least for me, that it's shit, and that early start trains were out of balance all around the way. Same with modern ones for a long time. So when Calmer was starting doing new one, he was like, can you, as an experienced player like me, can you design a better like a rebalance or, you know, parameters for the vehicle? And I was like, it's really hard because we got EDKs and we got a lot of shit things. So what do we balance it with? And he was like, and can you balance all of them? I was like, yeah, sure. And that's why you have rebalance of track building trains. And also 2 new train sets. One of them is, you know, BR60. We can take a look at it in a moment. But that's a digress. What we do is that when we see something that's not working, we pretty fast, well, pretty quickly, we identify the issue. And of course, you know, start to send in feedback that this needs to change, this needs improvement, this needs finishing and stuff. For example, with horses, they have their own refueling stations, horse feeders, but for some reason, these horse feeders can get to a minus. When they get to a minus, they got fucked, because they kinda get blocked. You cannot unload any more crops in them, and you can only demolish them. The problem is, there's no demolition horses, because there are no excavators, so they are missing waste horses. Currently they are missing also water and sewage horses. You know, vehicles from that era for the game to be playable. And I think it was 27th of April this year, 2025, when I got a key from Peter Adamczyk, the main dev, personally, because I asked him to. I was like, okay, you want me to test? And yeah, okay, just do it. And I was like, I don't have a key. And okay, he sent me one in like 20 minutes. So I fired up the game. I spent like an hour and a half in the game with Notepad open, wrote 12 points, and went right in. One of those points were that there are no fucking excavators and bulldozers yet. It was a really crude state of this DLC, but it was less than a month before official release. You know how big of a shit show that was, but I was not able to build a university because I wasn't able to flatten the terrain. I was like, okay, I'm playing full realistic, like as always. So yeah, I need to build a university, and I have no way. I have no way of doing so, because first month you can terraform in realistic mode for money, but now I couldn't do that. So he picked an excavator that was those big ones with the doors on Z, with the Z on doors, and so it is playable. He added them the function of a bulldozer as well, and the fact that they were driving 40 kilometers per hour, it was like, fine, who cares? That's a big deal, right? The fun part is that sometimes Bballjo missed even this one, this reporting. He doesn't like me, so I get it. But it was part of, you know, official reporting channels where he is a member, because he is an internal tester, so, or at least was at the time, so he knew that. And yet, when the British Siberia ended abruptly, he had a 30 minutes of video that was like, yeah, and they were changing many things, and they were changing even this excavator that was superb, and you, for some reason, you cannot even buy them. I don't know what happened. Well, the thing that happened is that Stalinets were released finally, so there was no need for this vehicle to have both of those functions. It was a temporary solution for a temporary problem. And that's like always, but he loves to be releasing early, he loves to be 2, 3, 4 weeks ahead. That's obviously why you are so disconnected with, you know, once those episodes go live, the game might be somewhere else. Which is, by the way, the reason that even in episode 23, he is still not having Rebel and Strike Builders. They will come, probably pretty soon, hopefully. Back to trams. Back to trams where we are. In like 2-3 parts, especially when we were able to start streaming the stuff. It was like, I don't know, 1 week before the official release, something like that. The embargo lifted. So I engaged with 2 live streams immediately. And there was one thing, yeah, I love trams in this game because they are not reliant on snow. They can be coupled in rail depot and so on, but there was no way of building the stuff. And keep in mind, this is before many changes that were with prefabs, roads and rails availability in the early start demo and so on. Keep that in mind. Let's start following the different vehicle. What has happened? We designed the train, and we pretty easily find out that even the smaller one cannot fit. Cannot fit on any vehicle that we have, and I was like, will we get some hauler that's not there, or what is the solution? And keep in mind, this is before that thing, before the early start even went live. So that's very early May 2025. Basically half a year ago. Half a year before this video I showed you, and I will show you one more, this video aired. There obviously was no chance, and Bballjo haven't even tried like quarter of things we did. I also tried to, you know, build storage for vehicles. He did love experimenting, like, you know, he did a cut in his episode, that small experiment, and then he got back. Why he stopped doing it, I don't know. It was wonderful. I have no idea why. But the guy just... I don't know, he changed. Fuck this. We went on, and you can haul a tram to a storage, but it cannot leave the storage. You can get a tram to train depot, but it cannot, you know, leave because you do not have electrified rails. And you can build tram tracks to customs, but it will not leave. Which, by the way, if you deliver a trolley bus to a vehicle storage, trolley bus will leave. Trolley bus will be able to leave vehicle storage despite there are no trolleys. Trolley bus will be able to leave customs house despite there are no trolleys in the building. The trolley bus will, the same way, will be able to get scrapped. Trams can do neither of these because they are railway vehicles. To be fair, trams can get repaired in the rail depot only when they have a direct rail connection to the very depot. Why I'm saying that? Because it might not be apparent, and there's many things in this game that they are working some way that you do not know. And I didn't know how to get trams operating. I was like, it needs to go. It needs to be able to be somewhere operational. Do you guys know a way I did not test it and it's working? And it was at that very moment that one of my viewers commented the episode and the stream, and he commented it like, well, trams can actually exit train depot via the road that is attached to it, even when there are no rails, well, no tracks shown. Trams can exit train depot via, you know, the side entrance where the road connection is. And I was like, are you fucking serious? But I am a Sirius, so, well, you see what I did there. I was like, okay, let's test it. And I tested it, and it worked. And I was like, is this a bug? And found out, well, it's not a bug. Well, it probably is, but, well, it's a solution to a problem that exists. So I went to the inner channel that exists on Discord and I was like, hey, Peter, I found out about the tram problem I was posting yesterday. You sent me this. Don't we want to make it official? And that's how it began. And I would love to show you the train running, but we are not here for trains. We are here for a tram. And so that's why the building got changed. And there's this, you know, a little tram siding. It's a crude one because it needs to fit in the existing building size. But that's how did we get it. And you got small one. There should be probably even a bigger one. I think, do we have a bigger rail depot in this map so far? I don't think so. It doesn't matter. Then there are these two modern ones. After, you know, you have brutalism done. Both of these do have tram exit. But again, it still works that if you want to repair a tram inside such depot, it needs to have a rail access. It is maybe a bug or another unsolved, unintended solution, but, well, that's how stuff works. But all you need to do is that if you need another tram, you can just click the depot, you can find the tram that is inside, and it will do, like, you know, come in, one will go out, second one will show like this, third one will go right away. It doesn't matter. They will leave. They will not be able to get repaired, and that's the reason why I built the tram depot next to it, because then they can get repaired. Yeah, you can see now the last one is leaving. It's not pretty, but it's definitely a clue for you. If you have an old safe, you can try it. Turn off realistic mode, so you have it, you know, reasonable fast, but trams always could do this. And why am I saying this to you? Because it's half a year since the early start releases. And usually when you do not know about a thing, when you do not know that something is when you do not know that something is possible, it's probably, but it's a long time since this feature has been added, there probably is a way to do this thing. It's a big probability. For example, if you do not know how to get a, you know, first track builder, there are Steam forums, there are videos, tutorials. Because, yeah, you need to buy it at customs as a disassembled, you need to send a track for it, and even if you do all of this right, and you send the right track for it, you know, the flatbed, and you will send the track to go to customs and bring this track builder to a depot, road depot. Yeah, basically like go there and back, because I'm still, you know, building the rail construction office. The truck will not pick it up. The truck will only pick it up if it has a place in its line to unload it. Otherwise, it will just go to customs and come back empty-handed. Even if it has, you know, even if it has a setting to load track builders. Which is funny. The reason is you need to have either RCO, which is the building you see on the left, Rail Construction Office, or you need to have a storage for vehicles in the far plan. And that's important because many people do not know this. And there are lots of things in this game that the game doesn't tell you, but it's happening. But if it is more than a month since release of something, there's a big chance in this game that someone has already solved this. And many people has been writing to Bballjo in comments, his members, so they have immediate stuff. They have been telling him about, I'm not saying but definitely, I definitely was there when it was happening. They were telling him about the side exit of the depot. And I want to show you something. It's from the episode 24. So the next episode after he showed what I've been showing right
today.
now.
And yes, I have solved this conundrum in front of us.
And I was happy because he's like, okay. He does get to know it.
What I mean when I say I have solved is someone else has solved it for me.
And I was like, yeah, okay.
He found. Existed in
I was like, what mod? What are you talking about?
My mods turned on, but that mod is called a heavy steam hauler.
And I was like, are you fucking serious? Are you out of your mind? You are the biggest workers and resources creator out there. You have been a long time internal tester. And you do this thing? Where is your research? Where is your curiosity? Why are you doing this? And if I've been thinking about making this video after watching the episode 23, after watching the episode 24 today, I was like, go fuck yourself. Like, why are you doing this? Because this is the same thing as with early start season of the British Siberia. He knew that he's in a really crude and unfinished game. But the first thing he does, well, he said, yeah, it's early version. Let's include mods. And I was like, that's not a point, right? Because there are things that have been changed, but yeah, you don't have a rail crane, yeah? You need to get away with it. You need to get to do stuff differently. With horses, you don't even get bulldozers and excavators. Will Bballjo again go for mods? Just because it doesn't suit him? And he doesn't want to, you know, experiment with new stuff? I don't know. But what is the message from this? And the message I want to tell as a serious check. Please, when playing this game, there is usually a way things are supposed to work. Be it waste, water, sewage, trams, rails. There are ways that make it work, and there are ways that are working for majority of players. If you think that you found a unique problem that nobody else in the world has so far been able to live through and find a solution, and it's not a new stuff, you are probably wrong and you are probably missing something. And who else should know this more than one of the biggest workers and resources YouTuber and long time internal tester than a Bballjo? Well, have a nice day, have a nice evening, see you in normal episodes. Bye bye.